Pulse Radio is invading your airwaves. Be on the lookout.
Geeks and Gamers.
Welcome, Geeks and Gamers, to Geek Pulse Radio Gaming, episode 17. I am your host, El Capitan Ray Osorio. Joining me in this co-op adventure of Shade are the multiple choice gamer, aka the new Mr. Switch, Aaron Morris.
E.
The man of many nicknames, Lord Squeenix himself, Ray Apollo Williams.
The largest tree casts the most shade.
It's okay, Paul Bunyan.
What
Go
the
get
fuck
your
kind
axe.
of poetry shit was that?
Go get your axe. Go get your axe, Ray.
I'm gonna need it for this episode.
And very special guest, the king of car soccer and the preferred Pub Cheeks teammate, John Morgan.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And also, guys, go make sure you check out that Sports Wars podcast, because he's on there. So let's go ahead and we're going to take a moment here. John, you're going to introduce yourself to our listeners because the crossover may not be apparent. I know we have quite a few of our members that and listeners and fans that kind of cross-pollinate their geek and sports and all the, the gaming things that they love, but maybe some people may not be familiar with you. So we're going to give you a moment here, introduce yourself, let us know about you, that kind of thing. And that way, Ray can go get his axe while we're waiting.
I got you. I am an admin in Sports Wars, Geeks and Gamers side of the sports community. I am in the main group. I'm more behind the scenes. I post every now and again when I'm trying to tag team with Aaron and some PUBG. I'm part of our music group. I'm an admin there. I love all things Geeks and Gamers. One thing I know I'm going to catch hell about is I'm not in our anime group. Just anime is not my thing. I don't know anything about it.
Ray has you muted for the rest of the show, probably.
I'm not gonna say anything. Please keep talking. You're welcome here for now.
Yeah. I'm mainly heavy in the sports war side of it. I have a few podcasts that I've been on. We keep it kind of cutthroat over there.
Kind of cutthroat.
Yeah,
it's really cutthroat. It's just like, do you guys even want to be there? Do you like each other at all? Like,
from the outside looking in, yeah, it could look pretty bad, but it's all love.
Yeah.
Where did Tom Brady hurt you, John?
Show us on the doll where Tom Brady hurt you.
I'll just say 28-3. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's John Morgan is one of the hugely proclaimed Atlanta Falcons fans that we have in Sports Wars, and I felt for you, bro. Just
oh
much,
man, yeah.
Like right
it's
here.
A year later. It's a year later, and we're still getting it.
I mean, no, like the memes are still going, like 28-3, 28-3, 28-3.
Yeah. And now I got to look at this damn South Park doll asking me where Tom Brady hurt me every 5 minutes. You know where he hurt me, damn it! Right in the heart.
Yep. And then your boys didn't have that great of a run this year. It looked like they were going to do something.
Yeah, man. And then we looked past Philly because we didn't think Nick Foles was what Nick Foles really is. But he got him to the Super Bowl. So
all the fans and geeks that listen to this show that don't follow sports have probably all turned this off by now.
Don't tune us out. It's only going to be a little longer.
They've gotten on their PC gaming box and played some Minesweeper right now. Is that what they still play? Minesweeper?
Not at all.
It's maybe Solitaire?
It's that PUBG on the PC, though. I tried to play the other day, and I'm like, nope, I want no more part of this.
Oh, my God.
I got shot through 2 houses and a wall and a mountain, and I got shot by this guy that I had no idea where he was because he was out of bounds on the map. And yeah, no, it was bad.
You should just be lucky you landed without dying.
That's the other bad thing that I had happen to me a few times when I first played it. I was just like, man, I can't do this. It's broken. I don't like this.
The Xbox, it's getting better.
Yeah, with them PS2 textures.
That's true.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I've been watching.
You're giving too much credit for that.
No, like there's like, because I have friends that are streamers and they're all about PUBG on Xbox. And even on the Xbox One X, it's just like, yo, bro, why it look like somebody just smeared paint on a wall over there?
Yeah.
And that should be like a house, but it looks like just a blob of paint. Like, what happened there?
Yeah.
But all right, so I think we've kind of we're not going to turn this into the PUBG show or the Pub Cheeks show, as we call it.
We had like 4 Destiny podcasts, though.
That's because we were all playing Destiny. Even I'm not playing Destiny right now.
Racism.
Even I'm not playing Destiny.
Keep my name out your mouth.
So other than that, how's everybody been? Since the last time we recorded, more for Ray and Aaron.
I've been well. Not much has changed in the week, except the weather. It was 50 degrees today. All the snow is gone.
Oh, I wish the snow would be gone here. We got to 45 over the weekend, and we still have snow and ice and slush on the ground. It's still here in New York. So, but I want to take a moment here before we go ahead and jump into the show hardcore. Shout out to Thomas Gilkey. We got some things special coming for you, buddy. We got to talk with you, catch up with you sometime soon. Aaron, I believe you're gonna go ahead and reach out to him on that.
I'm done reaching out to Thomas Gilkey after he ripped me in that live video on Patreon the other day.
Ah, dude, he did. He got you.
He wrecked me. He completely wrecked me in there.
You got super wrecked. Like, I don't even know how you want to show your face in public after that. Like, it was bad.
Thomas is actually in our sports group as well.
Hey, Ray, did you see that, by the way? If you haven't,
I did not. I am unaware of any Patreon happenings.
You need to go find it. It's worthwhile to watch it. Poor Aaron.
I'll have to look this up.
It's the Tony Sin live stream where he revealed himself.
Phrasing? Question mark?
That's special, like, phrasing, air quotations.
Okay, I'll have to find this.
Is Thomas an undercover savage?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's very undercover.
He's not. Yeah, he's not undercover. He's coming out of the covers now.
Just ready to rip you a new one.
No, I like how before one thing I noticed about Thomas is he's like, yeah, I like the Patriots kind of quiet, softly in the corner, and now he's just like all over everything, and I'm just like, dang, Thomas, dang.
You know what? I'm gonna sign out for a day if Thomas asks me, where did Tom Brady hurt you?
He probably will after hearing this.
Well, after this show, because he does. Get ready to take that day off, my friend.
I'll log off. Appreciate the day off, Thomas.
All right, guys. So with that, we are going to jump into the Geeks and Gamers Arcade. For those of you that may be new to the show, this is what we've been playing, the new releases for the week, a.k.a. Ray's no money list, because anytime there's a lot of things coming out, Ray just doesn't have the monies. So,
I mean, I don't know. There's a few things on this list this time, and I'm kind of like, oh no, I didn't plan for this.
Oh no, you didn't plan for this, not at all.
Here we go. Yep.
All right, so with this, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the releases, and then we'll talk about what we've been talking about. So, for Monday, January 22nd, we have Chroma Gun coming to Switch, and the Red Strings Club coming to PC. I'm kind of like wanting to know what that Red Strings Club is, just because the name sounds weird, but not because I want to play it. It's one of those weird, like, I don't know if I want to know what that is. But then Tuesday, January 23rd, here goes some games. Here goes some more things that Ray's gonna be like, here, take my money, Nintendo, just please. So we have Subnautica coming to PC. Iconoclast coming to PS4, Vita, PC, and Mac. Wow, Mac gets a game.
No
Mac
Linux?
No Linux on that
Where's
one.
the Linux love?
I just exactly where the Mac love is. They get like one game every 6 months or something like that.
I was thinking a year. One game a year.
And then we have The Inpatient coming to PlayStation VR for those of you that are so inclined. I've heard that that's actually a really interesting VR experience, just from what I've read previews on and things like that. Then we have The Lost Sphere coming to PS4, Switch, and PC.
I don't know how I feel about that. I was streaming the demo this weekend. I don't know, man. I don't know. I deleted it live on stream, so that might say something about it.
You were streaming. You're like, "Yep, this is trash, garbage, trash. Get out of here. Go away."
It was just like I don't want to see this no more. See, I deleted it.
So you got that
That's
Tony
called
Sin refund.
Yeah, that's called a Tony Sin.
You know, he didn't say that while he was in the chat.
All right, and then we have here you go, Ray. Here goes one Pokemon Crystal version 3DS.
Put it on the Switch, Nintendo.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of questionable things that Nintendo's doing.
Don't go there, Ray.
We gonna go there.
Cardboard and markers.
Cardboard and markers. Hashtag new innovation. Cardboard and markers. Then we have Shoe coming to Switch. Then we have The Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human coming to PS4.
Why is get that? I think
Kotaku slipping, bro, on their list, by the way.
I'm just buying this game blindly and hoping that it's the spiritual successor to 2 Human.
No, that's Aquaman. Why would you buy that?
Then we have KO Let's Play Heroes coming to Xbox One and PS4.
That sounds like the best anime.
An Xbox game? What?
And then something for Ray and I, Assassin's Creed Origins, the Hidden Ones DLC is coming out for Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
That's exactly what I needed was more time in Assassin's Creed. Let me tell you.
I mean, the Nile River Nut Smasher has to come back at some point.
He's got to come out of retirement at some point.
Then we have anything so far on this list, John, that you're like, hey, I want to check that out, see what happens?
Man, I'm so far behind you guys. I just recently got a PS4 and I have a Wii U and an Xbox.
Yes, brother. Welcome.
Hit me up for some PS4. I don't have an Xbox right now, so
my PS4 account is actually getting ready to expire, but like I'm trying to broaden my gaming horizon here, and I guess I'm curious, man. Like all you see advertisements for, or like Call of Duty and stuff like that. And I've never seen an advertisement for any of these games other than Assassin's Creed, of course. But I'm just like,
yeah,
go ahead.
Well, I can't blame you for this list. I really haven't seen any advertisement for Subnautica or
now one thing we end up doing, like I don't know how closely you follow the gaming industry, because it's kind of my forte and where I put my hat in the ring for most things. Like usually, my big things are Magic the Gathering, sports, and video games. Those are my 3 and then technology too. But those are my big areas. But I follow the different news outlets for gaming journalism. I follow the different things for whenever there's the different shows and the cons and the expos and all that stuff. So you kind of hear about some of these at your E3s, your Tokyo game shows, your Paris Games Week, the PlayStation Experience, your Comic Cons, your PAXs and stuff like that get releases too. So, I mean, it just depends on how, where you want to, kind of look for your information to kind of see about some of these things. But, I mean, some of these, I'm just like, I have no idea what that is. I don't know why it's there, but it's there. I know Ray and I end up talking about stuff, and Aaron's like, I have no idea what you two are talking about right now.
I'm the same way. I'm like, man, I've Subnautica, obviously, I'm not even a PC guy, so I mean, I was like, oh, okay.
Now, if you want to make Aaron angry, say you're going to transition over to PC, and he'll hate you for life because he doesn't like anything PC gaming.
I got you.
You have any luck converting your PC gamer there, Aaron? You mentioned it on my show, Nerd Overdrive. Any luck yet?
Well, she's playing the Xbox as we speak.
So. Oh, so there you go. You got a victory today.
She's probably playing better than he is on PUBG.
I would have the money come back to that, but I'm so addicted to PUBG that all I hear in my head right now is the footsteps when you're hiding.
Where's that chicken dinner, bro?
I don't know. They don't give them to you when you come in second place.
That's
or 7th from what I hear.
All right, so for Wednesday, January 24th, we have Wild Turkey Hunter coming.
Game of the year.
Day 1 buy.
Game of the year.
And I'm not joking. I'm getting that.
Then we have Jean Juan.
How dare you?
Whiskey?
Jean Juan Sword, the Gate of Firmament, coming to Xbox One. What the heck is that?
Hey,
that's one of the ones I'm shaking my head at. Xbox got a game.
Yeah, we're making a comeback.
That's a must own. That's a Xbox seller right there, boy. I tell you. Then we have Legrand Legacy coming to PC. Ray's sitting here laughing like, no, y'all didn't. Then we have Sway, the Arges Adventure coming to PC. Then Thursday, January 25th, we have Celeste coming to PS4, Switch, and PC. Laws of Machine coming to PS4. Hey, Ray, here you go. Here goes the Switch love. You're probably going to buy them all. Zero Gunner 2. Where's Zero Gunner 1? I've never heard of it. Coming to Switch. Strikers 1945 2. Another sequel. What the heck? What? It's coming to Switch. Atomic Run Gun Jump Gun Switch.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it does, actually.
Atomic, and it's spelled wrong with a K. Run Gun Jump Gun. All together smashed as one word.
That just seems like they threw a pile of words in a hat and just grabbed 4 of them and said, "Yeah, that sounds cool."
Oh, we discussed like often that I'm sure half of these games are random game generator names.
Right? They're like, "Hey, we need a name
They hit
for our
random
game."
like 5 times, and it's like, all right, that's our game.
Are you gonna let Ray Apollo announce the next game?
Yeah, Ray, this one's gonna be your honor. Friday, January 26th. Go for it. What you got?
Oh, Friday is my no life day. Friday, of course, Dragon Ball Fighters, Xbox One, PS4, PC. Let's go. I'm all day. We playing that game.
Are you
I've been
streaming
waiting
all
for
day?
this game.
Hands will be caught.
Are you streaming?
I'm probably gonna stream like that night. Yes, we're streaming that night.
Ooh.
It's Friday stream, so we're gonna be going. Oh, I'm so excited! But it's also Monster Hunter World release day. I'm mad about it. They're like,
have to
oh,
split
you know
your
what'll
time.
be great, guys?
You have to split
If
your
we
time.
put Monster Hunter and Dragon Ball on the same day. So smart. What happened to the Tuesday release day? What happened?
It got killed by Call of Duty. That's what happened.
Like, for real. Games used to come out on Tuesdays. And now
Call of
everybody's
Duty
like,
started that
nah,
stupid
man.
Friday release crap.
We come out
And
on
then now
Fridays
everybody's
now.
doing it.
Well, see, Call of Duty did, and Nintendo was like, oh, we'll do it too. And then now everybody does it.
No, Nintendo used to do them oddball Saturday and Sunday
Yes,
releases.
they did. And I
It
used
used to be like,
those.
what? Like, oh, the next Pokemon game comes out Sunday, blah, blah, blah.
Saturday
It's
afternoon. Like, what the hell?
It's like at 6 p.m. Pacific time, -8 Greenwich Mean Time. It's like, what? What is going on, Nintendo? Really?
But yeah, I will be on Dragon Ball Fighters and Monster Hunter World all weekend. I've been waiting for these games for months.
And Monster Hunter World is not a PlayStation exclusive. It is also available on Xbox One.
You sure? No, I'm kidding.
No, because I remember when it first got announced because Sony got the marketing rights for it.
That's exactly why I said, are you sure?
And everybody's like, what? No Monster Hunter on Xbox? And then later on, they're like, oh, yeah, it's coming to Xbox too. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. They have to have that brief moment of panic just for fun.
Pretty much. And then we have Dust Off Heli Rescue 2 coming to
None of these games matter after those.
Railway Empire coming to PC.
Thrilling. Sounds thrilling.
Drift Zones coming to PS4.
Drift Zones. I wonder what
So
that's about.
what I need to do is I need to pop in Shadow of War. I need to power through it, and then so I could trade it in. And then I
Just
could
get rid of it, bro.
I could get Monster Hunter World.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Just trade it in without playing.
You played it a little bit. You can trade it in.
I got through like the first 2 missions, and that was it. I didn't play anymore after that.
Fuckboy Jones. He ruined everything.
That is right. Yeah, that's where the terminology Fuckboy Jones comes from. You need to write an extended fanfic of the Mordor world with Fuckboy Jones as a central character.
I'm gonna put Fuckboy Jones in Dream Daddy.
Oh man.
Yo, so that the Gate of Firmament game on Xbox, oh my god, it is R capital rough, bro. It came out on PS4 first though, so we can't say
is it super cheeks?
Oh, it is very interesting looking. Oh my god, I'm like scrubbing through this video. I didn't get gameplay until like 53 minutes in. 53 minutes.
They're gonna like.
Damn, what are they doing?
They sit through this.
Oh no! What is this?
For the audio listeners, for all you guys listening, oh man, the faces that Ray Apollo is making right now are both puzzling and comical at the same time.
I'm real confused. All right, well that's enough of that. Safe to say I'm not buying that one ever. Okay, we're good. All right. Well, my money's spent.
He's just like, yeah, no. So I'm good. So your money's already spent, or are
It's
you going
already
to be
spent.
spending it?
No, it's all spent. I pre-ordered all the games already.
Okay, so you're one of the ones that's the problem then, because you're
I'm part of the
pre-ordering
problem.
games.
I pre-order games that I want, especially if they're going to give me a steelbook. Hell yeah.
Okay, so you're a disc guy, not a digital guy.
I'm both. I will definitely still buy discs, but if it's convenient and not like super important, I will buy a digital.
Or if you
Okay.
get that game that you want and it's really, really on sale digitally, you're like,
Mhm.
yeah,
I will buy
put
it. Yeah.
Like I'll put $10 toward that.
For
yeah.
real, like I buy what's convenient for me. I mean, I will flip flop on that all the time. But everybody will be like, "Oh, Ray, you digital or disc?" And I'm like, I can't really pick one. I will always buy whatever is best at the time. So
I mean, I
like,
hate
if
to
I was
bring it
really
back
patient,
to.
go ahead.
Uh-huh.
What?
I was gonna say I hate to bring it back to PUBG, but to me that was like when I was told about it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get it from GameStop. And you go to GameStop and they have this nice box of the game, and you grab it and you're like, sweet, and then it says digital code inside. Why?
Yep. I have no idea. I literally have zero idea why they do that. That is the one thing, one of the things that the industry is doing that I do not understand. Why are you selling me a box with a code? You just
Yes.
wasted money to sell me a digital code. I don't
Right.
get it. It's a weird choice, and I guess some people like seeing the case on their shelf. Like, yes,
No, you
that
don't.
beautiful PUBG case on my desk
It
now.
wasn't even a case though. It was just like the sleeve that goes over the case.
Yes, oh
It
my
was that.
god, that's ridiculous. See, that makes no sense to me. I don't
Yeah,
get it.
I don't.
I mean, we all know that a digital future is going to happen, but it's like I'm gonna keep buying discs while I can. I do like to have discs on a shelf. Like, I can walk over and grab a handful of games off my shelf.
You know
It
what's
is great.
You know what's really funny, Ray, is when I got Destiny on PC. When I got Destiny 2 on PC,
Oh yeah.
I got it physical, right? Because it's just like, well, even though I can't trade it in or anything, it was on sale physical.
Your computer still has an optical drive.
Mine does, yes.
Mine does not.
But what happened was it was just like I just went because Best Buy had it on sale for like you know how they have the Gamers Club or whatever you get, but it was like an extra like additional percentage off rather than just buying a digital. So I go and I get it, and it's got a box and it's like a regular PC case. So I go and I open it, and it's like in the where the disc would be. There's a cardboard slip shaped like a disc that has the code on it. I'm like, what the?
Damn.
You know what else cardboard could be used for?
Got him. Shut up.
I like to have
nuts,
physical.
that's what else they can use for.
Nintendo Labo.
Yeah, you were a few seconds too late. But I like to have some physical stuff too.
Don't put that in your mouth. I hear it tastes real bad.
I was actually just
those
thinking,
taste really bad.
this little Switch cartridge right here. I might do some sort of Patreon tier where I will lick it live.
Go donate $5 to Patreon right now, and Aaron will lick it, and then he will make faces,
actually,
and they make
he'll
himself
put it
sick.
in his mouth and swish it around.
He's talking about a Nintendo Switch cartridge, by the way.
No, I wouldn't. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh God. Hashtag send your meat.
Okay, getting us back on track.
I was talking about a Game Boy Advance cartridge. Oh my God, guys, Jesus!
Getting back on track. Well, so let's go ahead and let's talk about what we've been playing. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our guest first. So, John, what have you been playing this week?
Man, PUBG has taken over my life. When I first got Call of Duty, World War II, I was logged in 50 days. They give you a bonus for every day you log in, and I was 50 days consecutive.
Jeez.
Until PUBG came out. I forgot to log in. I would literally log on to Call of Duty just to get that reward, and then log back off to go to PUBG. And then one day I forgot to do it, and I was like, and I haven't turned it on since.
That's messed up.
So between that and of course my number one babe is Rocket League. I actually played a few games of that before I jumped in here with you guys.
That old chestnut.
Yeah,
that old chestnut. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a pro, but I could hold my own. And if any of you guys listening or any of you guys on this screen want to challenge me, I have it on PS4 and Xbox.
I'm good, bro.
That's two different- that's two different
I'll play with you. I'll team up with you on PS4. Don't expect me to do anything but drive in a circle because I don't know what I'm doing. But I mean, no, I'm not that bad. Usually in Rocket League, I play more like setup and kind of defense. I'm not really like the striker. I'm not a scorer or anything like that.
I got you.
So
Now it does have a game mode on there called Rumble. That's actually quite fun if you're not into the straight up competitive. They have a Rumble mode where you get power ups and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. If any new beginners want to check it out and then play that game mode, it'll allow you to try out the physics of the game.
I should have.
I mean, obviously the objective is still trying to score a goal, but
I might give it a shot.
hey, jump on Rumble. That's probably better than competitive.
Oh, much better, I'm sure.
Yeah. And they have another game mode called Drop Shot. Basically, every time you hit the ball, it charges up. And once it gets full charge, if it hits the ground, it takes sections of that ground out. Now, your cars don't fall, but if the ball then goes in that area, it'll fall through the floor, and that's how you score on that game mode.
Interesting.
wow, that is interesting.
They've changed the game a lot since the last time I played it. Okay.
Yeah. Now, of course, they always got the pay-to-play stuff where you got to buy keys to open crates to get stuff for, stuff like that. But
Everybody's
Did
doing
you
it.
just say microtransactions?
Everybody's
sure did.
doing it.
Oh. Well, I mean, the game was free. So, I mean, in that case, I ain't mad. Just saying.
Well, not everybody got it for free. A lot of
yeah.
people.
Well, it
I
sucks
didn't
to
get it
suck
for
if you
free.
ain't get it for free.
I
They
paid
gave away for free on
$30.
every, I think, platform there was, except for Switch.
They didn't give it away on Steam.
Oh, well, that's a PC.
Now,
I
Xbox
understand.
had it like a free-to-play for like a couple of weeks,
Oh,
but
well,
I had to pay for the game.
man, sounds like PSO was the place to be. Just saying.
Yeah, Ray. Remember though when that was like the thing when we were all playing and we invited you in. And Ray came into the lobby like, "Oh, it's my boy Ray. What's up, Ray?" And everybody's like, "Hey, Ray." And then Ray's like, "F this noise. I'm out."
Yep. I deleted it right there on the spot once again.
Hey, Tony, send it.
I really did. I totally sent it right back because I was like, "No, I ain't about this life right now."
We gotta have to make a new section on the show about games that we've returned or traded in, and just call it the games we've Tony sinned this week.
Yep,
Pretty much. So
So
what have you been playing this week, Aaron?
Oh my God, our Tony sins. That's funny.
We must Tony for our sins.
Oh my
Hashtag
God.
that shit.
I'm not sure if you really needed to even ask what I've been playing lately.
PUBG, because
PUBG.
like he
all he
was sitting
plays.
there, John. I kid you not. He's in the group like because what day did you have off? Was it last week?
Wednesday.
No, it was
I
Wednesday.
created a monster. This is all my
last
fault.
Wednesday. Last Wednesday, he's sitting there saying, "Dude, I've been playing PUBG for like 6 hours straight or whatever it was at that time, or 8 hours straight."
Not
He's
8.
like-
It was definitely not 8. I can't do an 8-hour sit anymore.
I think it was like 6 hours or something like that. Because he said, "Oh, I'm about to play PUBG," and then a few hours later, like you'll see updates. Man, I got second again. No chicken dinner. Man, I got second again. No chicken dinner. Man, I keep getting this second. No chicken. I'm like, dang, Aaron, are you gonna be all right, man?
The thing is like we in the community as a whole, but more so like in the Sports Wars group or on our specific podcast here, we joke with each other a lot. We joke with each other behind the scenes. We don't really take offense to anything we say to each other. But deep down, this is actually something that bothers me. Like, this really hurts every time I come in second place. Like, you know what I'm talking about, too. Like, you know that feeling of something that you're just trying to achieve over and over and over again, and it's so close that you can just taste it, and it's just you just can't grab a hold of it. So it's very bothersome. Like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure John can speak to that some with all the things that he's had happen to him and his fandom over the last couple years. But
We're really going there.
I was waiting for it. I was
We're
waiting for it. I
going
thought he
there.
was just going to go right out and say it. I thought he was, but he did.
see, this is, and then Ray is asking you to be on the Sports Wars podcast, but he can't let you have peace on this podcast without.
no, he can have his piece. I'm just saying though, like you said, hey, do you know? Yes. Out of all of us, I'm pretty sure John probably knows the best about that. Just not even saying it. Not even saying it. I didn't even go there.
And you know, and speaking in like video game terms of it, like, you guys know what I'm talking about, though. Like, just that game mode or that part of a game that you just can't beat. No, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know. I understand. I play ranked Street Fighter. I understand.
Right.
Oh man, I stopped playing ranked Street Fighter because I was about to destroy a controller. I'm like, no,
Oh, man.
I'm done. I'm down.
Oh man.
But I've been picking up Mario Kart again and trying to play more of that just so that I can try to like actually break this PUBG thing that I have inside of me, like break up the monotony of not winning. So
I still feel like this was my fault. And I'm
Maybe.
really sorry that I did this to you.
well,
I still
you
feel
can
that
always-
I'm very sad right now because
thanks for ruining my life, Ray.
I'm so sorry.
You can always enjoy a victory playing some Rocket League. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No,
well,
I don't believe that that's possible for me. So thanks.
no, like no, the other day when you were like, "Hey, I'm playing Mario Kart," you guys Mario Kart. I'm like, my girlfriend's nephew has officially lost the Mario Kart 8 cartridge. So
Rip.
so I can't play Mario Kart. I never got a chance to play Mario Kart with you guys.
I hope you never get that kid any cardboard and markers. He doesn't deserve it.
I hate you so much. I hate you. Y'all better quit.
Yeah, you missed it on our podcast yesterday. We had our live show and everybody, and we were talking about it. And Aaron's just going off in the chat, John, just going off in the chat. Like I've settled a little bit since it all came out, right, Ray? You give me credit on that. Like I've settled down.
I'll give
from
you a
where
little bit
I
of
was,
credit on
because
that.
I was super.
You
super tight
have
about
started
it.
to rationalize it just a little tiny bit, so
I
that's
know,
okay.
but I was tight. I was salty. I was like, Nintendo, what the?
Ray was probably
Cardboard
the
markers.
saltiest person that I talked to about it, and I was like, Ray, what the hell? It was like, because he was the last person I expected to be this salty about it. But it's like, okay, there must be really something going on with this.
Like John says, look at the doll and point to us where Nintendo hurt you. That's my rationalization behind
Oh
it.
my god. It was one of those things where I was like, well, shit, am I wrong for liking this? What's wrong? What's going on? He had me questioning what I was thinking. I was like, no, I'm good. It's just Ray.
That's the point. No, that's the point of a debate and a conversation is to be like, look,
That's what we have.
this is how I feel about this.
Which
And
if y'all really want to hear that, you let us know, because we're not gonna beat it up again. But if y'all really want to hear about it, you tell
That's
us.
another Patreon idea. We can release the transcript of what transpired on that back and forth.
No,
between the
y'all
three
can't
of us.
actually have that.
That's work product.
Yes, because we can't release our trade secrets.
Ray, what have you been playing this week other than watching your TV shows?
That's only on the weekends. Thank you very much.
The time that most people play video games, that's when Ray watches shows.
I multitask. I have a Switch. So this weekend I told you I played the Lost Sphere. I played the demo of that because that's the one that's coming out this week. And I found out that I don't like it. So that's not getting bought. I played some more of the Monster Hunter World Beta because, of course, I need to play that.
I did get to try some of that, by the way, Ray.
Yeah? What you think?
That's why I said I want to be Shadow of War so I could trade it
Ray
in.
gave it a thumbs up. All right, I'm feeling it. Other than that, I've been playing Stardew Valley and Zelda. I went back to Zelda finally. Playing the Champions Ballad DLC. Did some damage to that, so that's good. That's difficult, by the way. Like they literally give you a weapon that it takes all of your hearts, and you have half a heart left. And you have to like beat all these challenges with half a heart. It's really difficult. I'm mad about it, but it's fun as hell.
As a Dark Souls player, you should enjoy that.
I do. Like I really do. Like it's frustrating at times, but it's really fun.
How is the motorcycle driving in that game?
I don't get that until after I beat this, I think. So I have to beat my head against the wall before I get a motorcycle.
Well, I'm just gonna assume it's much better than the motorcycle in PUBG that I keep dying on.
Well, stop riding
the motorcycle, man.
The murder cycle.
It's
Really,
the murder
though.
cycle.
Really though. But yeah, that's about it because as much as I'm playing I also played the Metal Gear Cheek Survive. I almost forgot about that.
I watch streams on that and it's super cheeks.
I
couldn't bring myself to try it.
So the thing about that game, there's a very small, tiny piece of me that I've since cut off and killed that I wanted to like Metal Gear Survive, but it's got the name Metal Gear attached. Had they called it anything else and not microtransactions it to death, it might have been okay. Might have like, and when I say okay, I mean like 6.5. It's not terrible, you know.
Is that your Cheeks pick of the week?
No, Cheeks pick of the week still goes to Lost Sphere.
We got to figure out what we're going to call this episode, by the way, too. I'm thinking more like dolls, cardboard markers, and murder cycle.
Oh my god, that's a really
that sounds amazing.
That's a confusing title. PG-13, by the way.
Oh man,
that's all the way playing. It's been an interesting week. I'm just waiting for Dragon Ball Fighters and Monster Hunter World. That's all I care about.
Yeah, so I've actually I didn't play. I did some of my weekly stuff for Destiny, and I was just like, I'm done. I've been playing more. I started playing Battlefield 1 again. Don't know why.
I never bought that game. I never bought it.
Don't know why, really, but Grand Theft Auto, that, and I tried the beta for Monster Hunter. I approve.
Good.
I actually jumped back into the Division.
Oh yeah, I've been doing that here and there.
You're gonna have to. We're gonna have to sit down and talk because I need to figure out what the hell's going on because I have no idea.
Same.
I'm lost. I'm like,
what level are you?
I go in.
Do you know?
I was finished all the way. I'm like gear score 246 right now, something like that. Like,
man, I don't remember, but I know that Marquise was like, "Hey, you want to play it?" I was like, "Man, I'm level 13." He goes, "LOL, never mind."
No, like, you got to get to level 30. I think is the max level for that, and then you get your gear score and all that.
Yeah.
I'm only level 13.
Like you got to do some grinding, bro.
Yeah, I'll get
there. So the Division. I bought that game when it first came out for Xbox, and
first mistake.
Played it.
Continue.
I mean, it was good. Like I enjoyed it, but the whole gear score thing is. I mean, if I want to pick up a gun, and I don't want it to affect other things that I pick up. If I pick up one thing and it changes something else, I mean, dude, get better. And that's the whole thing that's confusing.
Do you still have it? Do you still have it, or did Tony send it?
No. I still have it. I bought it as a disc. I still have it.
Because I watched Ray stream it a couple of weeks ago, and it really looks a lot better. Like it runs better.
It's a lot better.
It looks
it's
like
a completely different game.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. It's completely different.
They definitely fixed it. I mean, it was rough.
The animations are better now. Like I noticed just running around, my dude looks like he moves better. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah. The AI is harder because I die all the time. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever want some help getting through the story, if that's what you're doing, I'll help you. I got you.
On Xbox?
I'm not on Xbox. You got it on Xbox?
Yeah,
why'd you get it? No.
That's what I said. That was his first.
Oh yeah. I have.
No, I'm talking about Ray.
Oh no, I have it on PlayStation. I have it on PlayStation.
See, I was talking to Ray.
Well, John, as my number one Pub Cheeks partner, I was actually thinking about dabbling in the Division again. So
I recommend that you do. Like, you can get it super cheap now.
I love that game. Like, I loved that game very, very much.
I bought this game. If you can see this on camera, like y'all can see, I bought this game for $5. $5. It's cheap right now, Aaron. So
okay. Well, I'm gonna get it on Xbox so I can play with John.
Yeah, man.
I'm down.
Worth it.
Yeah, and then I've been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering lately. I know you guys have been seeing the streams pop up like whenever I tell you guys, hey, I'm playing Magic or whatever. Yeah, I've played Magic like 4 out of the last 7 days. Like it's been kind of crazy.
Addict. You're an addict. Magic addict.
It's because it's strategic and you go off of what you have. You know, it's still got the gaming mentality to it because it's still a game.
Oh no, it's a wonderful game. It's just you're addicted to it.
Now, when you're referring to Magic the Gathering, I don't know anything about that. I know the cards. Is that what you're referring to, or are you talking about an actual video game?
Cards.
I got you. I've always thought those were. I mean,
these things right here.
I got you.
There's a shiny.
He's about to try to find a nice way to say, I always thought that was nerdy as shit.
No, I mean, because obviously, I'm in my 30s, so. That's I don't know which came out first, that or Pokemon. I know the Pokemon thing was huge when they did that with the cards.
I mean, Magic is on its 25th anniversary this year, so it's been around for a while.
Yeah, so I mean that shows I don't know shit about it. I guess my question is it along the same lines as what they do in Pokemon.
I mean,
Forgive
to a
my
point,
ignorance.
kind of, I guess. I mean, they were both distributed in whatever by Wizards of the Coast, which is the company that produces it or whatever. So similar game mechanics, but not exactly the same. Like it's a different game in the mechanics and stuff like that. But the cards, that kind of thing, the use of the cards and stuff like that, some of that is similar.
I see Magic as the most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh.
John, you know what?
I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh too.
I feel like you want to talk shit right now, Aaron.
No, I'm not. I'm set to be completely honest with you. You actually might get into it on Xbox. Like they made some decent Xbox Magic the Gathering card games.
They used to, not anymore.
Yeah.
They stopped it.
Yeah, but wait, did they stop it all before Xbox One?
Mm-hmm.
Before this gen?
2013, I think, was the last year they made them.
So I'm wondering if can you get them
backwards compatible?
That's if Xbox decided to.
Well, since it's all digital. But you might actually like it. It's actually a little bit more user friendly, I think, for somebody that's never been into it at all to do it on like the Xbox. But
yeah, there's a mobile one called it's like Magic the Gathering. It's like Duel or something like that or whatever, and it's similar to the card game, and it's a way that you can kind of learn about it, that kind of thing. So now, so with that, we've kind of talked about what we've been playing this week. Hey guys, tell us what you've been playing. Talk with us in the group. Let us know, what you've been playing. Anything that you want to play with something with us. We talk about it here on the show. Hit us up. I know. I think we've given out our gamer tags, but we got to probably do that a little bit better some other time. What are you making? What are you making faces for, Ray?
Well, no, I realize I probably have never given mine out, but that's okay. I will at some point in a formal fashion because
you don't want to give any information. Like we talked about the Christmas cards I tried to send out. And
listen, I will give if people ask for my gamer tag, I will gladly give it to them.
I think we got an album in the main group where like whatever game you're playing, if you're on that game, you just drop it in there.
Oh, that sounds like a lot.
He's like, that sounds like a lot of work and a lot of people having access to my information.
I mean, you could just throw it in the main feed for 17,000 people to look at.
I mean, yeah, sure could, and I'll be like, oh man.
As a matter of fact,
I got one friend request.
I'm in the middle of posting a post with all of Ray's gamer tags across all consoles in the main group right now.
That's okay. That's all right.
So let's get to that topic.
All right, so now we're going to talk about the Gaming Pulse. So Gaming Pulse is the topic of our show, or topics of the show, depending on how we feel. We kind of brought up one of the ones that I originally wanted to talk about, but in light of some things coming forward on, we're going to be talking about the popularity, the pros, cons, and some of the controversies. If I could talk today, I'd be good, of eSports. So we figured that with John being on the show with us tonight, that we could talk about eSports and how it kind of relates to, sports being, the sports wars being your thing. And we could kind of, put the similarities and the analogies to one-on-one, that kind of thing, and how you feel about it, how we all feel about it, what we think. But the biggest thing that I kind of want to bring and talk about first was the Overwatch League suspended and fined Dallas Fuel player for derogatory comments that were made that were considered to be homophobic. Originally, the Blizzard had decided that they were going to suspend him for 4 matches. But the Dallas Fuel themselves and the Overwatch League decided that he would be suspended for the remainder of Stage 1 of the competition for the Overwatch League. For those of you guys that aren't familiar, the Overwatch League is a competition that is, being sponsored by Blizzard and then being put together to kind of find where the best players of Overwatch are and where they come from, because there's different teams and different leagues. I think we kind of talked about the skins and things like that at one point. Is that correct?
That is correct. We went through quite a few of them. We said there were like 300 plus new skins because of each team and each team color variant for each hero. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. So, I mean, and I think we went through some of the names of them and things like that. So, I mean, and, it's going to be, on MLG.com and the OverwatchLeague.com. You can find out more there if you're interested. But it's just one of those things where essentially what happened was the way that it went down was XQC, Felix,
XQC.
Yep, better known as Felix Lengel, was deactivated from a match against the London Spitfire due to comments he made on a personal stream directed toward the Houston Outlaws' Austin Muma Wilmot. It involved, some other things with the comments. And if you want to find out more, if you just Google, Overwatch League suspension,
just Google XQC. It'll be the first thing that comes up.
It'll be the first thing that comes up.
Yeah.
But basically, he got suspended for the remainder of the first stage and fined $2,000 by the team and as well as Blizzard for the league. So it's one of those things where it's really, really crazy that things were said and kind of done. And one thing, and I really hate to say that this is kind of where my opinion has started to sway on the esports things, but I found that a lot of those esports players and the online personalities, they're kind of terrible people. Like, I don't really want to say all of them, but a lot of them are saying things that are relatively negative. And with, I'm a parent too, and kind of seeing these guys and girls are seen as like role models, kind of like when we were growing up, baseball players, football players, stuff like that were our role models. Mm-hmm. And when you used to hear like, oh, so-and-so got a DUI or so-and-so got caught with steroids or so-and-so this. And so it makes you look at them like, man,
yeah, I remember, I'm a big Cardinals fan. When that stuff came out about Mark McGwire, it tore me up, bro. Like, so I understand. Like, that messed me up. But yeah, it's just stuff like this. It also makes people go, what's that common phrase? LOL esports. That's what it does.
And it's really taking what the strides that esports has been making to try and get that foothold in the community and in the sports world per se.
Just in the worldview, that's the difference. Stuff like this happening, it's gonna be like, yeah, esports, haha, sure, kids.
It's nothing but violence, trash talking, and this, that, and the other. You
right.
know what I mean? Which is kind of the way that everyone looks at it right now.
I guess my thing is I'd like to see the average age of these people that compete in these esports tournaments, because honestly, I think it's a maturity issue.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like 14 to 22 or somewhere in there is like the average ages ranges.
Yeah, I'm sure many people have played Call of Duty. It's usually the 10-year-olds that get on there and they say some of the worst crap.
A lot of them have been with my mom.
Oh,
a lot.
Yes.
A lot of them have done this to my mom.
Yes.
I don't even know what to say. I don't know. Moving on.
That's exactly what they say.
XXC is 22 years old, bro. He's 22.
Yeah.
So he should know better.
So why didn't he just so I took Ray's advice and I Googled his initials or whatever that is, his name.
His tag, yeah.
And the first link it took me to kind of like gave an outline in a nice way of saying, he said a homophobic slur to a rival team member that he was playing against. And then under the part of the sentence that said a homophobic slur, it was outlined where you could click on it, and it brought you to another page to show you what he actually really said. So when I read that, then I was surprised, and it's to relate it, I guess, to like NFL too, like that's somebody taking or somebody giving a pretty big hit and getting like, not the fine or the suspension that they maybe deserve, and getting like less of a penalty. Because what did you say? He was penalized.
Yeah, he was fined, and he was also deactivated from the roster for a while.
For the first stage of the gaming.
But now, to me, it seems like in today's world, though, like I'm kind of surprised that they didn't just kick him off the team completely for something like that, because what he said was pretty foul.
Yeah. Well, so, and I guess I wanted to ask you guys. So, like in everyday sports, have we had stuff like this happen where somebody said something they shouldn't have done, like they shouldn't have said to another teammate or to another player, and was something like does something like this happen to them? Is that a thing that happens in everyday sports?
Nobody's done anything like, I guess, the like a slur, but
Or
to
it's been
relate-
caught, right?
Yeah.
That too. Yeah. Well, do you
I
know what,
guess
John?
the
The
most-
first thing that came to mind was the incognito thing.
Well, yeah, that, and I guess I was thinking more of the Baker Mayfield, the crops thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's more, I guess, stands out more to me than I didn't even think about the incognito thing. But
Yeah. The former Dolphins, offensive lineman?
yeah.
He had called some other members of his team a very hardcore racial slur.
Yeah.
And he's a white guy.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what his penalty was, but I know he still plays. He's on a different team.
I actually don't know if there was any, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, other than like some public, outcry.
Yeah, some public backlash, which is
some
that's a
public
given.
backlash.
Yeah. Huh. Because so I don't know. I think that's strange because I kind of equate this to that and be like, well, it's kind of like, all right, we'll slap you on the wrist and we're gonna take away some of your money, 22-year-old kid, because that's what we know will hurt you, right?
Now, when you said he was fined $2,000 from his team and $2,000, or
from the-
So I'm looking at it again, and I think it was just $2,000 from the team.
Was it from the team?
I think it's just
Okay.
from the team. Yeah, Overwatch League didn't find him, but his team fined him.
And you know what? And even as maybe as insignificant as that seems, at least they went about it that way. And
Right. At least they did
it's like
something.
a
Yeah.
mass punishment for his team, because me coming from the military, that's always something. Like if you're in basic training and you and I were to fuck something up, and my drill sergeant were to punish everyone else but me, that makes you feel 10
Yeah.
times worse than you getting the punishment yourself, because then the entire rest of your team, your brothers, your family are like, what the fuck, man? You just fucked all of us basically because
Right.
you're an idiot.
I mean, given his play, it's probably going to hurt their team dynamic because he was a starter.
I mean,
the
let's be
squad.
honest. The Dallas Fuel have not won a single game the
Yeah.
entire Overwatch League tournament. So I mean, I don't
It
want
can't be any worse.
It can't be any worse because really, like, they haven't won. They can't win. They haven't been.
The Shanghai Dragons are even worse.
True, but I don't. I think they've won at least one.
No,
but Dallas hasn't.
they're
won.
at the bottom. They're at the very bottom of the standings.
Oh my god, that's messed up.
And in response to that, not to take away from the other points we were making, but the Shanghai Dragons had to release a statement regarding their current Overwatch League team's performance.
Had to.
Yeah, they because they've been under a lot of criticism. So the statement tackles players' training schedules and diet, along with plans to broaden their practice to address some of the in-game needs of the team and to allow additional freedoms for the players, including time for physical exercise and entertainment to help improve their experience outside of the competition. So it's actually a really, really long statement.
It is.
But-
It's surprisingly long.
Yeah, so I'll just read the last paragraph. The Shanghai Dragons, more than anyone, are looking forward to our first victory because they haven't won yet, as well as seeing our players shining bright on the stage. To achieve this goal, the management team, coaching team, and the players will all work together to solve problems that we are facing now. Even though the future match will be an uphill battle for us, we promise that we will be positive and take all advice and suggestions bravely and enhance our speed in improving ourselves. We believe that given time, the Shanghai Dragons will be a remarkable team.
Question about this, since I don't follow it the way you guys do.
That's all.
How long has this been this Overwatch League started, and do they hold like the Shanghai Dragons? Just for example, I know that you said they haven't been performing well, but do they have a record yet? Do they do it the same way as sports? Like these guys are 5-0, these guys are 4-3.
These guys are 0-4 right now.
Okay, so there's been 4 games total for everybody. So far.
Correct.
Okay, is there one team that's won like maybe 1 or 2 games?
So both the Dallas Fuel and the Shanghai Dragons are at the bottom.
Yep,
Mhm.
with 0 games won. All 4
So
played.
the Florida Mayhem have only won 1 game. The
Okay.
Boston Uprising have only won 1 game. And then, not surprising, the Seoul Dynasty, the New York Excelsior, and the London Spitfire are currently undefeated.
So the New York Excelsior is surprising to me. I did not expect them to go 4.
No, I saw the talent on their team, and I'm like, man, that's a good team. But
Did not expect
I didn't expect them to go undefeated.
So that Florida team that's what, 1-3?
Mhm.
They play the Shanghai Dragons their next game.
I'm
And
gonna
so they're
roll,
gonna be
I'm gonna roll with Florida as my team because they are most like the Chicago Bears to me.
Oh my God.
I mean, you can also root for Boston.
Yeah.
Or
Nothing.
Philly, LA, San Francisco, and Los Angeles and
I think you're
Houston
more likely
are
to
all
give-
2-2.
Feel better about, I think, San Francisco, honestly. Jeez. Duh, Bears. But yeah, I would say the Overwatch League it's been real hype. Like, I love this. It's like, you know how you guys get real excited. I love hearing you guys talk about, I'm excited for the game this weekend, blah blah blah, and then I'm excited about the Overwatch League. The big one I'm always excited about is Evo, Evolution.
Oh man, I love Evo.
I love Evo. Evo is my Super Bowl, honestly. Like, I get hyped for Evo. It's on TV. It's on the TV on all the TVs in the house all weekend long. My wife thinks it's ridiculous, but I love it. Like, it's the greatest. But I don't know, esports. I still struggle to actually say like esports with like a straight face, because it's like, yes, these are a bunch of guys and girls playing video games, making a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of money.
I
Now,
mean,
these,
and
are
that's
these Overwatch games, are they televised?
yes.
They're streamed live on Twitch. Yeah.
On Twitch, they
Okay.
have. Actually, I think wasn't there TV coverage for a couple of them for the inaugural games?
Maybe for the inaugural ones, but I know that Twitch retained the exclusive rights to stream the Overwatch League. And I think they counted that they had over 10 million viewers the first week.
I mean, I hate to throw Rocket League back in there, but
The RLCS.
Yeah, that's dope.
I was trying to play for the RLCS with the team, and we were in the qualifiers and stuff.
Sweet.
More because a friend was like, "Hey, this guy dropped out. I need another person. You're the only other person I know that plays Rocket League. You want to do it?" Hey, we didn't do bad.
See, it's weird. Like, I just pulled up
split record.
ESPN article about XQC. It's written and it's on ESPN.
Hashtag
Wow.
Colin Cowherd hates esports. That's why he's no longer on ESPN.
It's so weird to me. It's like, oh yeah, they're writing about an Overwatch player on ESPN. Excuse me? What?
That's been talked about since that whole like the Colin Cowherd stuff and everything.
Yes.
I really do see both sides of it.
I do too.
I see it from a sport fan, my whole life.
But esports
But
is
at the
pretty
same
much
time,
entertainment, though. It's an
it is.
entertainment venue
Yeah,
and genre.
but my other side of it, coming from the video game side, is they consider poker a sport.
That's, oh my God.
So
World Series of Poker.
So why not, right? Why not?
Well, why not?
Competitive
I mean-
video games. It's a competition.
I guess when I hear esports, I think of Rocket League being like a soccer. I think of Madden. I think of like NBA live tournaments, stuff like that. I don't think of Overwatch.
Yeah, so like direct correlation, I understand that.
Yeah.
So like if it was called something else, like, just tournament play or something, just like something standard. I get you. I feel you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we talk about, and I guess if we want to transition into it, the Olympics, I think that's where they're having an issue as well.
Yes.
See, and I can't see video games being played for an Olympic fucking medal. I'm sorry.
No, me neither.
There's
I
so
mean,
much
it's under consideration right now, but
it is
IOC.
under consideration. It is definitely under consideration. And I don't want to be that guy, but I think it's only under consideration because viewable esports is so popular and growing. They see the growth and the potential of it and the money. That's what they see in that.
Yeah,
And
so
that's why
And that way it makes sense. The side that I don't like about that is just when it comes to Olympics, I just really feel like that is reserved for a physical competition between, physical athletes that are performing a physical task.
I mean, and to play devil's advocate here, which tends to be my thing, is, I mean, you have to practice to get your skills up. You have to have stamina and endurance in order to continue to follow the schedule that you have to have. You have to be able to make, split-second decisions and timing and things like that. So, I mean, just because it's not a physical means of competing, doesn't mean that it should be dismissed as.
But that's not what I'm necessarily getting at. But I'm saying specifically when it comes to Olympics, like,
and this may change. This may change the way that it's viewed. So basically, there was a summit held in Switzerland with the stakeholders, the federations, national committees, and different representatives. So the IOC summit agreed that esports are showing strong growth, especially with the youth demographic across different countries, and can provide a platform for engagement with the Olympic movement. the IOC said. Competitive esports could be considered as a sporting activity, and the players involved prepare and train with an intensity that could be comparable to athletes in traditional sports. And then that's what they said. So it is currently under review, and assuming that the IOC can come to an agreement with whatever sanctioning authority will step up and be formed to handle esports on a global basis, it seems like they're very open to making this a thing to try and engage the younger demographic into something that they're familiar with and that they've kind of come to age with.
So yeah, I see, and what what I heard there. I heard there's potential for us to make money off of this. Is what I pretty much heard in that paragraph there. But I had a dream once that we wouldn't start at our own Olympics. You know what I'm saying? It was an Olympics literally for not just video games, but like strategic games in general. Like chess and all that other fun stuff. Like an Olympics for those kinds of, I guess, competitors.
Isn't chess already an Olympic?
It's not. It's being considered also for 2020.
Can I ask you a question, Ray?
What's up?
And not to purposely cut you off, but do you think it comes down to people's definition of the word athlete?
Yes, 100%.
Do you consider a competitive video game player an athlete?
They follow a sort of strict regimen, but I don't
And to just fall back on
by like the pure definition of the word, no.
Right. And that's what I'm saying when I was talking to Ray Osorio about the Olympic thing. Like on ESPN, they consider video games esports. Sure. They also play poker on ESPN as a sport. Mm-hmm. The Olympics have always been held for generations as the world's greatest athletes competing in athletic competition against each other.
That's why I want a World Games Olympics. That's what I want. I want just like something where we take some of the best games that we can think of that are, qualifiable as like an Olympic game, bring the best players from all over the world, the best teams, the best countries, you get your team, you go. And that would be amazing. I think that'd be fantastic. We don't have to have video games in the Olympics. We can make our own Olympics with the Ninja Turtles. It'd be great.
That to me makes a little bit more sense. I think that's kind of reaching, in my opinion, with the whole Olympics thing. Like, I think you're reaching a little too hard. I don't really think it's necessary to put video games in the Olympics. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I really don't.
It almost comes off as a little bit silly. And that I love both. I love sports and I love video games. And I don't know.
I'm for either or. If it gets into the Olympics, so be it. If we want to create our own thing and let it be that, then hey, let's do it.
Into the Olympics, they're going to have to be much more strict about the people and the games that they play. It has to be regulated, and it has to be they have to be strict about it, because
I don't think we're going to see violent games. You're not going to see your Gears, you're not going to see Halo, you're not going to see Call of Duty.
That's the thing.
It's going to be probably more. I think this is where John's point kind of speaks to, where it'll be probably more along the lines. It may be more along the lines of the sports genres and things like that. It'll be probably your FIFA. It'll probably be your Rocket League and stuff like that. The stuff that is more considered wholesome family entertainment.
I could still see Overwatch being there. That's the only game.
Overwatch. Yeah, but Overwatch isn't over. Is it over? It's cartoony violent. You know what I mean? It's
very cartoony. So it's something they watch on TV anyway. So I
guess my thing. There's so many different games out there. How do you create an Olympic event around all of these different games? Why not just have Call of Duty has its own
their own best of the best.
They have their own championship. Yeah. Rocket League has the RLCS. Overwatch has their thing. Why not keep it there?
I see you. What I think is you take those people who win those events, and then you take them to compete against people. Because let's face it, we don't get teams from all over the world to compete all the time with each other. You know what I'm saying? So like you have the best American teams and they play the best American teams. They don't really branch
Yes.
outside of that.
Yes.
I would love to see them where we, the best American team plays the best Australian team in Call of Duty. We never get to see that
Yeah.
stuff, you know?
I think Rocket League actually does that. They do
Yeah.
the RLCS, they do that work, but the Call of Duty thing, I don't know. I don't watch enough of that to know if they actually do that. But yeah,
I mean,
that
maybe
would
they
be
do a dream
dope as
hack or
hell.
something crazy like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just I understand what you're saying. It's like, yeah, just kind of keep them in their own individual bubbles. But I feel like with a gaming governing body to determine what would come up with the criteria what would make for the best Olympic like video game. That would take some time. That would take a lot of discussion, I think. Because then we have to we're essentially creating something that doesn't exist in that kind of frame of mind. So it would take some doing and some tweaking.
I mean, go ahead, Aaron. Sorry.
I was just saying, I just had one last point that I was going to make before we, switch gears. But my final point on it is I don't think video games belong in Olympics. But if they're going to throw PUBG in there,
oh my God, shut up!
Give me that
Then he's
scope,
all
son.
for it. Then he's like, "Hey, I'm all for it."
I feel like we could put a team together for America and represent this country
and get second place. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, that's still a silver. That's a silver
medal.
Hashtag give me your scope.
No,
Yep.
so I mean, and we see this. We see the world spotlight kind of with Hearthstone, the championship tour and the world championship.
Yeah.
WoW has their own esports thing that they started last year. I mean, and the prize pool for the WoW Arena Championship is $280,000.
That's a
to
lot.
the team
life-changing
to the
money.
team that wins.
I
mean,
business.
and the thing is like the events here for the world it's called the Worldcraft Arena World Championship and also the Mythic Dungeon Invitational are two different things, but those are segmented, like we said, with like it having the European and the North American cups. So it's something like that where it's crazy money. I mean, it's crazy how much money that you can get for playing a video game. Like, had you told me when I was a kid, hey man, people, when you grow up, people are going to be playing video games for money, I'd be like, what?
Oh
yeah, I was inside this entire time trying to play my Sega, and my mom was telling me to go outside, and I could have been like, hey, I can make thousands of dollars doing this shit.
By the way, so in 2017, the fourth Hearthstone World Championship had a $1 million U.S. prize. $1 million for Hearthstone.
I mean, what was it? What was the prize? What was that? Was that League or Dota when those kids won, the youngest players ever?
Probably like League.
Was it League? And they won like $4 million.
Oh my God, yeah. So like, I left my mom. Every time I see them, I was like, yeah, mom, still playing those video games. Had you let me do that, I probably could have been a multi-millionaire by now. Just saying, you wanted me to be a football player. Guess where that got you?
You know, if I knew my guidance counselor now, I would kick his ass or her ass.
All right. So with that, guys, hey, let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel about esports.
Yeah, how do you feel about esports in general? I mean, we're all kind of up in the air. We're all kind of like iffy on it. But yeah, I think we're all kind of agreement on one thing about it not being an athletic deal at all.
And also, don't be a fucking asshole and say stupid shit.
Please don't, because I mean, it's a conversation. We want to have a conversation, so keep that going.
Have a friendly conversation. It'd be informative for everyone involved, and
I wasn't talking about like the community or anything. I was talking about the guy that said that shit on the team.
Oh yeah.
Don't be a piece of shit person.
Don't be an extra. Don't do that.
Others the way you want to be treated. Please and thank you.
It's 2018, man. People are gonna do what the hell they want to do. If they ain't putting it on you, don't let it go.
Yeah, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, guys. So with that, now we're gonna go ahead and jump into the geek mail. So mail call.
I was wondering when the Blues Clues was gonna come up, like if we were ever gonna do that.
We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from.
Thomas Gilkey.
For like 10 plus years.
Gilkey.
Oh, Thomas Gilkey. What's up, Thomas Gilkey?
I'm just gonna do two because I am in the process of saving a lot of these questions to compile into like one Q&A episode.
Yeah,
I feel like one Q&A episode would be cool down the road.
So I'm just gonna do. Wait, no, that's the wrong kind. My bad.
I called it the question vault, man.
Question bank. My bad.
Wow. All right. That's
We
gonna
know
be
what Ray's
stricken-
mind is right now.
stricken from the record and probably the show.
Stricken from the record.
Let the record
So the
show.
first question from our boy Thomas Gilgee, and these two questions I'm doing are just fun ones. I actually picked two that aren't about video games at all. So
What?
hold on to your butts. If
Whoa.
you were a Star Wars character, who would you be and why? And this is extra fun because John Morgan hasn't seen a single.
Oh
fucking
my
Star Wars movie in his whole
God.
life.
I feel another roast session coming from Thomas.
John, just say Jar Jar Binks. It'll be all right.
Yeah, he's the best one.
What's
Just pick
what's the that dude? I can't do it. Yeah, I'll be that guy.
He'll be that guy. All right.
Apollo.
Mic
He's a
check.
deep thought. Ray Apollo.
You know what? If I were to be any Star Wars character, now let's be honest here, any Star Wars character, because there's only two really for me, three technically. But if I could be any of them, you know,
Mass
I'm
Kanata.
no, I'm gonna pick the Emperor because fuck you. I am the Senate.
Osorio.
I think I'd have to probably go Yoda.
Wow, complete opposite. Thanks, Ray. All right.
Thomas, my pick would actually be Ray. I would be Ray.
You want to
This
be
is
the
very
chosen
confusing.
She's just really becoming one of my favorite characters, and if I was Ray, I would actually get to be the third Ray on this show, so that'd be kind of fun too.
one?
So
Oh man.
yeah,
That was so
but,
sweet.
Yeah, you
That
know,
was kind of adorable.
thank you.
And what is Thomas Gilkee's official title? He has an official title within the Geeks and Gamers for Patreon, doesn't he? Like producer.
Just a
or
fucking badass.
like,
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll put that on his business card.
Official badass.
Undercover
of-
savage.
yeah.
Undercover savage.
So Cassie Penley Engram. Shout out to her and her sister Rachel. Two of our favorite.
What's
members as
Yeah,
well.
you don't like Rachel because of her PC clip.
Well, I love Rachel. I just have a lot of issues with Rachel.
Wow,
Okay?
that sounded real.
Rachel.
That sounded real.
There we go.
I was waiting for it, you son of a bitch.
So Cassie asks, if any, what kind of pets do you own? This is fun because I know somebody just got a new pet. Also, let's start with our guest, John.
I actually have two pets, and yes, I was recently a guest video person on Aaron's Patreon, and I have a puppy. Her name is Zoe. She is brand new. She is a mix. I don't know. Jack Russell is one of them, and I'm a shitty person. I can't think of the other brand. Well, not brand, breed. Excuse me.
How dare you not know exactly what your dog
Yeah.
is? Jeez.
And I have a cat that we took in because our some random neighborhood cat had kittens across my neighbor's yard under her porch that she abandoned. So we took one because that was really all that was left, and we brought her in. Her name is Katniss. Yes, from
That's
the Hunger Games.
That's actually dope. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
My wife named her Katniss from the Hunger Games. She has a bobbed tail. She was born that way, and she really hates the fucking dog right now. So, but they're slowly getting
They're
together, and
Slowly warming up to each other.
we had her declawed, so she's
That
popped
helps.
her. Yeah, she's popped her quite a few times. But she's not backing down. So.
Osorio, you got any running around that house?
I don't have any pets right now. I've always been a dog person though. Due to health things and stuff like that. Like my dog, I had a dog, his name was Joey. He was a Rottweiler German Shepherd mix. He currently lives in Indiana on a farm where his best friend is a horse named Clyde. Because my parents came to visit and he ended up going back with them. And my parents ended up giving him to a friend of my mom's that she goes to church with. And he lives on a farm and yeah, he's got a best friend named Clyde and a horse.
That sounds like a storybook type of thing.
I
Like,
was
right?
about to say, that sounds like the type of story your parents tell you when your dog
No.
runs away.
No.
Oh my god!
No, I actually got to see him.
I didn't mean it that way.
I
I meant it like in a good way.
I actually got to see him when I went back home.
Oh, okay,
So-
good. Because I was like, that's what your parents tell you when
He's
something
not-
bad
he's-
happens.
No, he's still alive. He's still
he
good.
went to live on a farm, and his best friend's a horse.
No, his best friend's a horse. Like he sleeps in the barn with the horse.
Ray,
That's
other Ray,
amazing.
are you ready to tell us about the love
Oh.
of your life, the other love
Yes,
of your life?
I have a little freeloader that lives with me. She's a bum that I love to death. My little May. May spelled MEI. For you Overwatch players out there, it is that name, May. She is a Chihuahua Dachshund mix, and she is the second love of my life. I love this little goddamn dog so much. I was not an animal person at all before we bought our house, and then my wife was like, if we buy a house, we're getting a dog. And I was like, okay, we'll have a house, we can have a dog. So we bought the house, and I think the second weekend we were in the house, she was like on the Humane Society website, and she found this little dog named Cupcake. And
They always name it. They almost give them the wackest
The
name
worst
before
names.
you go adopt them. Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's go see Cupcake. So we went and we saw her, and the first thing I told Rachel was like, I'm not about to call this dog Cupcake for the rest of my life. There goes Cupcake right
There's Cupcake right now.
Breaking shit.
What's up,
Oh
Cupcake?
my God.
She heard her name.
She was like, you talking shit about me? You came busting through
She
the door.
came in there like, that was my original name. You stole that from me.
Well, anyway,
that's my government name.
we changed her name to May. God, I love that little dummy.
She busted. Why did you change my name?
This worked out perfectly.
That was perfect. She was right on cue. That's my
Wow.
dog.
Cassie, for your question too, obviously, as you can tell, every one of us on this show is an animal lover.
Yes.
I grew up with both cats and dogs my whole life. I've always been more partial to cats. I'm a cat person. But currently, right now in my house, we have a dog who is a stupid Chihuahua that literally this dog doesn't know how to pee correctly. When he goes outside, he pees on his own stomach. 'Cause he doesn't know how to
It's like 6 degrees up there. Do you blame him?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, it's keeping me warm.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then we have 2 cats, so a dog and 2 cats. So that's my the extent of it right now. So that's all, man. That's the 2 questions. Like I said, I'm going to save the rest of them for a special episode.
We got a lot of good ones. We are saving up a lot of good questions.
Yeah.
This is good.
Well, Aaron
I'm
was
saving
like,
up
hey,
all the
we're
Rachel ones.
time, and I'm like,
my
all right, we'll
God.
just
Right
now John Morgan out of nowhere, he's gonna message you, Ray. He's like, Rachel.
Oh my God! Please,
No,
please stop sending me pictures of meat.
Putting the
By the way,
Quick
Hashtag
don't
update.
send
meat
me no
pics.
more
Update.
meat.
From last episode, Ray has received a tremendous amount of meat.
Multiple meat pictures. Why are you guys like this? I don't
Thank you.
understand.
Thank you to everyone that
Told them to
listened.
send you meat.
That is
Hashtag
fucking
Yes,
glorious.
you did.
Aaron asked him to send me meat, and I said, "Please don't." And they completely ignored it. So
Hashtag send Ray your meat, and that's RAY.
Not me. No, not Ray Osorio. Not me.
thanks for
Yeah.
being specific.
That's RAY Ray.
Oh my God!
Ray, take us home, man. That
All
was
right,
fun.
guys. So that will be our geek mail for now. Thank you guys very much for your questions. We had a couple silly and fun ones, so thank you for that. We needed a little bit of a laugh. But as always, guys, get in touch with us. Aaron puts the post up for questions every week, so make sure you send your most puzzling or the burning questions that you want to know the answers to. Have a little bit of a dialogue with us. Make sure you listen though, because one thing I found out was somebody was like, "Hey, you picked one of my questions." Yes, we did. Listen to find out if we picked yours or not. But now we're going to go into our Geek Outs segment of the show before we go ahead and wrap it up. So I do want to give a shout out to Jeremy Griggs for the Geek Pulse Radio Prime episode. The newest one is Does the Last Jedi Have a Female Problem? Make sure you guys go check that out on YouTube.com.
Another Star Wars video.
That's 2 in a row, Jeremy. You got to switch it up, man.
Oh.
You got
Gotta
to
change
switch
the
it
name
up.
of the site to Geeks and Star Wars now. It's too
Stop
late.
hating-
It
stop
should be
hating
just
on
be
The
Geek
Last
Pulse.
Jedi.
It just be Geek Pulse Radio Star Wars. It
Yep,
should
that sounds about right, actually. I like
keep he keeps walking out of the theater. He's seen it like 10 times in Crocs every time he wears Crocs.
Crocs.
And then he goes and makes an angry Croc-filled rant about The Last Jedi. Stop hating on The Last Jedi.
All right.
Because he and his cousin see it more times than him, so I understand.
All right. So, make sure you go check that youtube.com/C/geeks and gamers. So that will be all for this week's episode of Geek Pulse Gaming. Hey, if you enjoyed the show, give us a like and share with the fellow geeks and gamers in your life. If you didn't, make sure you send us some feedback at Geek Pulse Radio Network Facebook page and at geeksandgamers.com. Make sure to follow all things geek by subscribing to the Geeks and Gamers on YouTube, youtube.com/C/geeks and gamers for all of the other great content that we produce. Also join the community, like we say, guys. The community we talk about, facebook.com/groups/geeks for the Geek Pulse Radio Network, and make sure you also support Geeks and Gamers on Patreon, like our friend Thomas Gilkey did. And I believe we're supposed to give a shout out also to Miguel Parra.
Dude, that guy won the season 7 digital code for Game of Thrones.
So
Miguel did.
Miguel, congratulations.
Dude, that's awesome.
Congratulations. And just make sure you support us there. Patreon.com/geeks and gamers. Follow all the gaming adventures of the geek kind at twitch.tv/gaming with geeks. You can see people like our friends like Tony and Marquise. Who else is on the streaming team? Their names.
Brock Emmerich.
Yep. So go ahead and make sure you watch all those guys there on the Twitch channel. And follow us on Twitter at GeeksGamersCom and Instagram at GeeksAndGamersCom. Well, that'll be us signing off for now. What happened?
Shout-outs. You're going to let John, our guest, do a little shout-out?
So that'll be us signing out. But before we do, let me finish. Let me go with my flow, man. John, go ahead, take us out with your stuff. What you want to pimp? You want to give yourself some stuff?
First of all, thank you guys.
We can find you.
Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. This was really fun. It's different than the Sports Wars podcast we're on that you can find on Podbeam along with this one. You can find it on Podbeam or YouTube. You can follow Sports Wars group if you're not, the Facebook group. We also have a Twitter page, Sports Wars GG, of course, for Geeks and Gamers. And just shout out to the entire Geeks and Gamers community. Thomas, this guy is amazing. Undercover Savage. So, I mean, that's about it, man. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody. Thank y'all for listening.
Seriously, thank everyone for listening. Aaron, I was going to say, well, that'll be our show, but I'm going to go ahead and rework the format here going forward so that way whenever we go to do our outros, that's when we'll give our shout-outs now. So, Aaron,
cool.
Mr. Switch, what you got for us?
I actually want to shout out you, Ray, for just being an awesome guy. It was cool to see you back on the Nerd Overdrive yesterday. Me and Ray got to hang out in that stream and talk some mess with you, some cardboard and markers.
Cardboard and markers fun.
Shout out to Nintendo Labo for charging $69 on 420 for some cardboard and markers. So that's kind of cool.
The look that Ray has on his face right now is priceless.
Yeah. Shout out Thomas. Shout out Miguel. Shout out everybody in Patreon and John. Let's get on some of that cheeks, dog. Pub cheeks.
Maybe tomorrow.
All right, Mr. Apollo.
I just got a message that told me to say, go Patriots. Oh, no.
Son of a bitch.
You ain't going to get me complimenting those Patriots.
Hashtag send Ray your meat.
My basic shout out to the community. Hey, thank you guys for listening. If you can hear my voice, I appreciate you. If you don't like the stuff that I say or that we say, let me know so I can laugh at you. Because you are just people that live in my computer. You're not real. It's fine. This is great. I appreciate each and every single one of you for listening each week or whenever you get the chance to listen. If you like this show, please tell Ray. If you don't like this show, please tell Aaron because it's his fault. All right, Caleb, you thanks. Bye.
Side shout out on Ray Apollo's part. Shout out to everybody that's about to catch his hands in Dragon Ball Fighters.
Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, the anime group like challenge. They don't know.
Catch
Like
the
they
hands,
don't
catch
know.
the
They think that I
hands.
don't play video games like I play video games. They have no idea how often I've played Dragon Ball Fighters and how often I play fighting games. So it's one of those things where it's like I haven't shown them, so now they get to learn. And I love when people learn.
And so thank you guys for doing the show with me. Thank you, John, for being a guest here with us tonight. I definitely appreciate having you here, getting to spend a little time with you. It kind of feels like I know you because I've been listening to Sports Wars, but we haven't really got a chance to interact very much. But thank you very much to the listeners, the supporters, the members of the groups, the Patreon supporters, and everyone here. Thank you guys for tuning in and supporting us. On behalf of the new Mr. Switch, Mr. Lord Squeenix himself, and the king of car soccer, this is El Capitan Ray Osorio saying, this is all for now. Geek Pulse Gaming out. The mic is muted, Aaron.
Sweet, we won this time. Quick, in the show before you say anything.
Rate your meat.
No.
All right, guys, but as always, rise above.
You bastards.